Good morning. This is Stacey, and welcome to Chargers Talk 4630, your home where we have honest takes, fresh analysis, uncomfortable conversations, and all things Chargers football. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Anthony Lindsay, who showed me some love on TikTok. A big Charger fan and a supporter of anyone repping the Powder Blues. Yesterday, he showed me some love on TikTok and reposted a video of Chargers Talk 4630. So, big respect for Anthony Lynn this morning to start the show off. Thank you to all the listeners that's tuned in right here on YouTube, and to those who listens on the go wherever you get your podcasts. Please like, share, and subscribe. I like Jim Harbaugh's saying, which is Sunday's game is the most important game because it's the next game. The Chargers are coming off one of their best wins of the season, knocking off the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now looking to carry that momentum over into Jacksonville and looking forward for their fourth straight win. This team is stacking wins at the right time and heading into the bye on a 4-game winning streak, which will be huge, right? I actually like this matchup for the Chargers. They're taking on a Jaguars team that just flat out collapsed against the Texans. When I look at both rosters, I think the Chargers have the better team. I think they have the better coaches, even with all the injuries along the offensive line and in the backfield. And that win over the Pittsburgh Steelers wasn't just great. It was impressive because they dominated in all three phases, right? And on the other hand, I saw a Jacksonville loss last week, and it was a total meltdown. The Jags sit in second place in the AFC South at 5-4, behind the Colts, obviously, but they've got problems. Travis Hunter is done for the year with that LCL injury, a huge blow, and Brian Thomas Jr. hasn't been able to repeat his rookie success he had last season. You know, I've been looking at all access films, checking out the Jacksonville Jaguars, in particular, Brian Thomas Jr., the receiver, his second year in the NFL, to see what was going on with him. And he hasn't been able to repeat his rookie success he had last season. Drops have been an issue for him. And honestly, it's been a theme for that entire offense, right? Trevor Lawrence has been up and down, and it's hard to find consistency, right, when your top guys aren't available. That's why what the Chargers are doing with all the injuries is so impressive. Brian Thomas Jr. is questionable again this week with that ankle injury, and without Travis Hunter, this offense has been struggling to find any kind of rhythm. Now, all is not lost for Jacksonville. They're still in the mix at 5-4, but they're running into a Chargers team that's flying under the radar. The reason I say that is because around the AFC West, all the talk has been about the first-place Broncos and how the Chiefs are going to win out and take the division for the 10th straight year. This reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield, right, who always used to feel like no matter what he did, he can never get no respect. People keep jumping over what the Chargers are doing. When it comes to the Chargers, the national media always want to point to the injuries on the offensive line or the backup running backs, but they're not giving enough credit to how dominant that win over the Steelers really was and how this team has already beaten every opponent in the AFC West division. So while the media keeps the narrative about the team in front or behind them, the Chargers are just quietly stacking wins and doing it convincingly, right? Over the last month, the defense is starting to hum the way they did last year. Justin Herbert is playing some of his best football despite the protection issues. Even with collapsing pockets and taking hits, he's making clutch throws with defenders draped all over him. I'm going to tell you, Jacksonville's defense is going to have his hands full on Sunday afternoon. Going back to that Steelers game real quick, Pittsburgh opened with a 59-yard field goal from Boswell, and then from that moment on, the Chargers went on a tear. 25 unanswered points before the Steelers finally scored again, which was in garbage time, and the game was already over. Greg Roman deserves a ton of credit. He called a great offensive game plan, and on the defensive side, man, Jesse Minter, he got this group playing lights out. Hey guys, I got to put you on to something I've been checking out. It's a company called Distill Union. They make these slick minimalistic wallets and magnetic key organizers, right? That just makes life easier. And get this, I've got an exclusive 20% off just for you. All you got to do is go to distillunion.com, make your purchase, and don't forget, when you check out, use my code ChargeTalk4630. I earn a small commission when you use my code, so when you buy, you're not only supporting me and the show, you're getting the best deal they offer. Khalil Mack, Tuli Pelotu, and even Bud Dupree got in on the party with his first sack of the year. Kamani Vidal continues to give them just enough on the ground to keep the offense balanced. What we're seeing now is a Chargers team playing complementary football under Jim Harbaugh, and should we expect anything less? And then there's Keenan Allen, right? While all the spotlight has been on Ladd McConkey this year, Keenan just keeps producing. leading the team in receptions and aging like fine wine. He's the perfect complement to Lat McConkey. And now Quentin Johnson has started to find his rhythm after a slow start early in his career. Add in rookie tight end Oronde Gaston, a big physical target who's already becoming one of Herbert's go-to guys, and you can really see how this offense is evolving, right? Now, if they can get Omarion Hampton back to go alongside Kamani Vidal, that'll give them another boost and another weapon in the run game. And when your defense is playing as well as this one, it takes a lot of pressure off Justin Herbert. The Chargers will return to Jacksonville for the first time since they had that heartbreaking playoff loss. And this time, they're trying to get Herbert his first career win against Trevor Lawrence, who's 2-0 against him. But let me remind you, those two losses to the Jaguars, Brandon Staley was the head coach of the Chargers. But things are different now. This team is tougher, well-coached, smarter, and battle-tested. And here's some really good news. For the first time all season, the Chargers injury report on Wednesday was the shortest that I could remember. Only one player missed practice on Wednesday because of an injury, and that was safety Elijah Molden. About 4 other players missed practice, but they was given a Veterans Day off for rest by the coach. That's the kind of health you want heading into a big road game followed by a bye week. So yeah, this game against Jacksonville, it's a big one. It's about carrying over that energy, that discipline, that balance we've been seeing from this Chargers team. The Chargers have managed to stay afloat and keep the boat steady, right? Despite being shorthanded for much of the year. And now they are slowly getting pieces back. Cornerback Tarheeb Steele, safety Tony Jefferson, running back Omarion Hampton, and right tackle Bobby Hart may all be returning this week. And let's not forget, we may see the debut of left tackle Trevor Penning, who we got in a trade from the Saints. So you can have 2 new tackles, which is 2 upgrades on that offensive line, which is huge. As the second half of the season unfolds, getting healthier at key positions could make all the difference for a team hoping to make a strong playoff push. Now, if the Chargers can get those 2 tackles back, that'll help keep Herbert upright, give him cleaner pockets, and create more running lanes as he's using his legs a lot more, giving the defense something else to think about and prepare for. Right now, they're playing their best football of the season, and if they can get this win and roll into the bye at 8-3, they will put themselves in the best position to still win this division. Well, that'll wrap things up today's episode of Chargers Talk 4630. We'll see you Sunday after the game, where me and my son Justin will discuss what we hope will be a great win and a 4-game winning streak heading into the bye right here on BoatCat. Drop your comments and thoughts, and you can also hit me up on X at RetireN26997. That's X at RetireN26997. I want to hear from you. And until then, I'm Stacey, and this is Chargers Talk 4630 saying thank you. I talk both up.